What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name's Carrie, and today we're going to revisit this cream of Earl Grey tea, and we're going to talk about my newest Sailor edition, the Sailor Pro Gear Slim. So this is a tea, the organic cream of Earl Grey from David's Tea. I have actually done a review of this once before, and it was not a favorable one. I did not like it at all, actually. This basically said, lovers of Earl Grey adore this creamy alternative to the original blend. We've added a touch of vanilla for an unexpectedly rich taste. And the ingredients are black tea, corn flour, marigold, and natural flavoring. So it does taste like an Earl Grey, but it definitely does have that vanilla kind of flavor to it. And as you can tell, I'm almost completely done the tin. Inside this tin had about 80 grams, but you can buy this tea loose leaf still. It's about $6.98 for 50 grams of tea. It is medium caffeine strength. You steep it for about 4 to 7 minutes in 205 degrees Fahrenheit water or 96 degree Fahrenheit Celsius. Not Fahrenheit. But to be honest, I just do this at a full boil, which is 212 degrees Fahrenheit, and I don't notice a difference. I wanted to revisit this because I borderline hated this when I first tried it. But, it's not in my nature to just throw tea out. I actually got this for free as part of a promotion, buy this X amount of tea and get this for free. And at first, I was glad that I did get it for free because, like I said, I hated it. But I'm not one to just throw away good tea. I kept drinking it. And while I will still admit I prefer regular Earl Grey, I've actually come to quite enjoy this now. The vanilla flavoring, I didn't think it went well with the Earl Grey flavor. Because it's not like if you were to go to Starbucks and get vanilla syrup added to a drink, how it adds a sweetness to it, like that sweet vanilla taste. It's not like that. I wouldn't quite say it's bitter, but it's on the more bitter side. But it does definitely make it creamier. I have to add milk and sugar to this. Specifically, I prefer their cane sugar, but I can't do it black. I can't do it black. But I wanted to revisit it to basically let you guys know that I'm changing my opinion on this one. Still wouldn't consider it a top 10 tea, but I'm starting to come around to it. So if you guys maybe stayed away from this one because of my review before, maybe pick up a sample and give it a go. Because I'm starting to come around to it now, and I really, really dig it. Something else I'm also starting to come around to. I don't know how it's taken me this long, but I'm just starting to get into the Sailor pens. So I have done a review of the Sailor 1911 Large already, which I'll put in the iCard. And this is the Sailor Pro Gear 4 Seasons. I wrote down the name of it because I don't speak Japanese, so to those who I'm about to offend by attempting the name of this, I'm sorry. But Yuki Sakai? I don't know. It's part of their 4 Seasons collection. So this one is the white one that has the red dots all around it. I really liked the look of this one. And I don't really like the other 3 options that are available. So this is the one I went with. And I figure it kind of matches my Sailor 1911 since I got that in a white finish as well. So both my Sailor pens that I own are white. But on the top here, you do have the Sailor finial coming down into the gold trim clip here, which works pretty well. It's got nice tension. Around the end of the cap here, you have 2 gold rings, one thin one and one bigger one that says Sailor Japan, founded 1911. The body tapers down a little bit towards the end cap, which is just basically black with a gold ring around it. It does taper a fair amount to the end. You unscrew the barrel to give you the grip section here, which has another gold band around it, and the 14 karat gold nib. The threads are very shallow, and same with the step. So you can see here how it has a step up, which is very good because my thumb does rest on the threads and the step area because the grip section is relatively small. So when I hold the pen, my thumb tends to sit back here, but it feels very pleasant. It does not bother me at all. You will notice that this pen is small. So if I take my Sailor 1911, by comparison, this is like their full size pen. This is the Pro Gear slim version. So side by side, you can definitely see the height difference and of course the nib size difference as well. So it is a small pen. This is the only pen that I have that I currently still own anyways, that I do use posted. To me, it feels perfect when it is posted. It becomes a full-length pen at that point. It doesn't really add, like if you were to hold the pen just like this, it does back weight it a little bit, but because the pen is so short, the cap really rests nicely in kind of the crook of your thumb and pointer finger. So it really sits well and becomes perfectly balanced. If you have like extraordinarily small hands, you might, and it sits kind of closer back like this, then you might have some issues. If you have quite large hands, then this pen still may remain too small for you. So I don't know if the size of this pen will appeal to everybody, but I do like it. It does have the Sailor proprietary cartridge, so you do have to pick one of those up. The cartridges cartridge converters rather, I retail for about $11. So not the cheapest, but for whatever reason, cartridge converters are fairly expensive. This pen you can find retail price for about $156 American. So Canadians, that rounds it out to just over $200. I bought mine from a direct seller in Japan. So in Canadian prices, I paid $165, and that's pretty good. If I ordered anywhere in Canada or anywhere in the States or the UK, anywhere basically, I would have paid a lot more. I don't know if I would have wanted to pay much more than what I did for this, only because it is so tiny, but it is super cute and I do really like it. The nib I'm very pleased with, which I'll show you all in a minute. But I don't know if I would want to go much higher than suggested retail pricing for a pen of this stature, especially if, like you said, if you consider it next to the 1911 large. I'd much prefer a pen this size than this size here. For those of you who are into Japanese branded pens, this is Pilot Stargazer, aka Pilot Stella. They are pretty much on the same size. This though is considered a pocket pen. This is not. This is just considered a regular pen. So you can definitely tell the size there. And this is one of the pens that you do have to use posted, but this does become a little bit back weighted when it's posted. And yes, as you can tell, I have a thing. I like white pens. So definitely be aware that this is small. All right, but enough rambling. Let's flip the camera around and let's get to the writing sample. All right, so we have the Sailor Pro Gear, aka 4 Seasons, with a hard medium fine nib, and this is 14 karat gold. Clairefontaine paper, and the ink for today is Pelikan Edelstein Jade. This nib writes really, really well. I really like the flow of it. I've had no issues with it whatsoever, and it feels really, really nice. The flow of the ink is pretty darn good. I wouldn't say it's a gusher, but it certainly is wet enough for what you would want anyways. Typically, I like pens that are practically like fire hoses, but I think that this is very, very nice. For reverse writing, you can, but it can't keep up when you go super, super fast. And obviously it becomes like ridiculously thin and dry, although it does feel relatively pleasant. But I wouldn't say it's a fantastic reverse writer, but it's also not meant to. For line variation, you can definitely get some. So this is a medium fine nib. You can push it probably one full line variation from that without, whoops, sorry, hitting the camera, without me feeling like I'm going to spring the tines. That's as far as I could comfortably push it. As far as like quick writing and all that kind of stuff, I've never had an issue with this nib. It is slightly more feedbacky than the medium that I have, which is on the Sailor 1911. So if I were to take that pen and just write hello. So that is a medium Sailor. Now granted, this one's a 21 karat, and this is a medium fine. It's definitely a little bit more feedbacky than the medium. I would say this feels a little bit softer, a little bit less feedbacky than compared to like let's say a pencil, but it definitely has a bit more. Nothing that I have a problem with though. It's probably as fine as I would like to go. If this is considered a medium fine, I don't want to know what the fine or the extra fine is like, because this is pretty darn fine. But Sailor pens, Japanese nibs in general, but specifically Sailor, is definitely known for having very fine pens. But at the end of the day, would I recommend this? Yes. I do quite enjoy it. It's the only pen that I do use posted, but yes, absolutely, I would recommend this pen. I do like the way it writes, and I kind of really dig the finish. But guys, that's going to be it for me today. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up button. If you really like the video and you haven't yet done so already, click the icon in the middle of the display, and that will subscribe you so that you never miss a Monday or Friday video with the occasional Tuesday Q&A. Don't be afraid of that comment section below. Definitely don't be afraid of answering other comments you see. And guys, as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.